So we got an official release date for the DMZ from COD Mobile themselves, and it's gonna be in around 2 weeks, or if you wanna be specific, it's gonna be out at the beginning of the next season. Now, what is DMZ? It's an extraction game mode that COD Mobile is adding, and you know what extraction games are, right? Like Escape from Tarkov, Arena Breakout, Delta Force Operation Mode, these are all extraction games. And if you want to watch the DMZ gameplay itself, Bobby Plays and Parker the Slayer played the beta version, and you know they released videos about it. You can watch those, although I wouldn't really recommend you to judge the game mode based on that, because it's only the beta, and there is going to be definitely tweaks when they're going to release it, and the quality is going to be a lot better. But I'm not here to talk about all of that. You see, there has been a lot of talk around the DMZ, whether it's gonna take COD Mobile back to its glorious days, or it's gonna quote-unquote save COD Mobile from all of these bad decisions that they have been making. And I feel like in order for me to answer that, I need to talk about more important things at first. So first of all, you can't really judge DMZ and say it's gonna be good or bad by the beta gameplay. I know there is only 2 weeks left until the official release, but it's still beta, okay? We can't judge. But the thing that we can talk about is, what is COD Mobile planning for DMZ? Is it gonna be another one of those generic game modes that COD Mobile is gonna release, and after a while they're gonna just put it behind them and they're gonna stop caring about it, just like Zombies mode or Undead Siege, or even the new map Cry that we got in the VR? Or they actually have a long-term plan for it? They want DMZ to be popular. They want some of the player base to fully shift into playing DMZ, just like MP and BR. So if it's the first one, I don't really need to talk about it. We're gonna get it, and then after a month or two, the hype is gonna die and everything is gonna be as the same as it was. But based on all of the leaks and all of the hype around the DMZ, I'm guessing COD Mobile actually want DMZ to be successful. So now we get to the real talk. What is DMZ gonna be like? Is it gonna be like one of those hardcore extraction games? You see, how do I explain this? All of the extraction games that are still popular and they haven't died out, they have this element of complexity built into them. They're complicated. And any player that is a hardcore extraction game enjoyer, they can agree with me on this, that they love that element of complexity. And what do I mean by that? You see, let's use Escape from Tarkov as an example. You can be playing and grinding that game every day back to back for months, and there is still gonna be some stuff that you don't know about. There are gonna be some stuff that you still need to learn about. And that's what I mean by complexity, and that's why their core audience and their core player base enjoy these games so much. That's why Escape from Tarkov is still relevant even after all of these years. That's why it's not dead. You see, for a soft core player, they're not gonna even open Escape from Tarkov after a week of playing because of how complicated it is. Like, there is hundreds of different ammo types, there are thousands of different equipments, attachments that you need to find. There are some quests that you don't even know what you're supposed to do because the game doesn't tell you. You're supposed to figure that out on your own. The gun speed is like a nightmare. I mean, like, what am I even doing over there? You see, that's what I mean by complexity. That's why this game, or even Arena Breakout, are still popular after a while. Their core audience like this. And this is what make extraction games popular. But there has been some developers that tried to remove that friction, that element of complexity, and usually they would fail because that friction, that complexity is a part of extraction shooter games. Okay, hardcore players can agree with me on this. You can't remove that. It's not something that was added so you can remove it. If you do that, the game will die in the long term, because that's the thing. The softcore player base, they're gonna play every game, it doesn't matter what game it is. They're gonna play it for a month or two when the game has a huge hype. and they're just gonna leave it after a while, and they're gonna go back to playing that 1 or 2 games that they are comfortable playing. So for the softcore audience, it doesn't matter what the game is, they're gonna leave after a while. But what about the core audience? The core audience of the extraction games, they like it to be complicated. And they will leave that game too, because after a week or 2 of playing, there is just nothing else for them to learn, and they don't enjoy that. So, yeah. Now, what COD Mobile is planning to do with DMZ? Well, based on what I know about COD Mobile, they are gonna make it extremely simple and easy to play. It's not gonna be complicated. Every quest is gonna be well explained. You don't need to learn anything all yourself. This is what I think about DMZ. And this is what is gonna happen more than likely. But it is a bad thing, right? Well, it depends on COD Mobile itself, because if you want to make an extraction game very simple, you need to make up for it in the gameplay. You need to have a really good and polished gameplay and good game mechanics, so people have a reason to come back to that game. Especially because this is only a mode in COD Mobile, so the player base is only limited to the COD Mobile itself. Now, what COD Mobile can do here is they can release updates frequently, they can release camos, they can release rewards frequently for the DMZ. They can release new quests frequently. And pair that up with a good gameplay, yeah, I can see it be successful. And on top of that, they need to make this game fast-paced. You see, majority of the extraction games are really slow-paced, like really slow-paced, but if you want to remove that element of complexity, you need to make it fast-paced in order for it to not get extremely boring after a while, you know? And we know COD Mobile community, I mean, we are a part of it as well. We don't like it slow-paced, we want fast-paced, alright? And the other thing, which is really important, I don't know how I forgot to talk about it, is the AI and real players encounters. We need to encounter a lot of real players in order for the game mode to not get boring. If the majority of the gunfights that we are taking is against AI, I'm sorry, this game mode is gonna turn into shit after a month. It's just how it is. I'm hearing some people say, oh, but the AIs are extremely difficult and hard to fight. I mean, yeah, but like you can watch Bobby Plays' video. In his video, he encountered an AI which was basically a boss fight, and it was really difficult. But the thing is, I'm gonna bet it's gonna take 1 or 2 days at the most for some players to find a way to grief that boss with a pistol without you taking even 1 bit of damage. That's the thing with AI, it doesn't matter how hard it is, you can always grief it. But you can't do the same with real players, and if you wanna play the same mode on the same map, back to back, especially if there is no element of complexity in the game mode as well, you need to encounter real players a lot so it doesn't get boring. They need to do that. That's the only way. But yeah, so there is a lot of questions to be asked, and we can't really answer all of them until they release the game mode. But what is my opinion now? What do I think is gonna happen? Well, first of all, you need to understand it's only my opinion, you don't need to agree with me on that, but I'm thinking it doesn't matter how good DMZ is gonna be. After a month or 2, the majority of the player base are gonna shift back into playing MP and BR again. So it's not gonna be that effective. It's not gonna be as big as some people think it is gonna be. Because, I mean, I can be very well wrong, but I have been playing this game for 6 years. I know the player base, man. There is no way in the world that even more than 10% of the MP or BR player base is gonna completely shift into DMZ. They're still gonna play MP and BR for the most part. It is just how it is, man. And all of the same old issues with the game are still gonna stand. Like, you can't make shitty decisions for 2 years back to back and release a new game mode, especially such a unique game mode, and expect people to forget about all of those issues. and expect for that game mode to save you from all of those bad decisions. It's just not gonna happen. It doesn't matter how good DMZ it is, at the end of the day, it's an extraction game mode, and it has its own very unique core audience. I'm not saying it's gonna fail, I'm just saying nothing is gonna change about the state of COD Mobile until they start making better decisions. COD Mobile is on a very bad downhill path. I mean, it's not dead yet, but if they continue this trend of these decisions, I'm not sure about the future. And DMZ, sure as shit, is not gonna save that. So yeah, this is my opinion. I'm really hyped about playing it. Let me just tell you guys this as well. I really want to try out a different game mode because I actually enjoy extraction games, so DMZ is gonna be a good thing for me, but about the state of the COD Mobile, nothing is gonna change. So yeah, I guess we just need to wait until it gets released and we can talk about it furthermore over there. Make sure to let me know what you guys think about all of this. You know, I really want to talk about it. I want to read your comments as well. I want to read your thought process. Maybe there is something that I couldn't think about and you guys can. So yeah, let's just talk about it, and that's about it, and I see you in the next one.